The New York Jets are once again in a full-scale overhaul. They've got needs aplenty. We'll go through all of them right here. Reminder, though, hit that subscribe button. It is free. It allows us to keep this podcast free, and we appreciate you joining us and spreading the word. Check us out at LandryFootball.com as well. Hit that subscribe button, and it'll allow you to make sure that you don't miss any of our content, breaking down the needs of all the NFL teams. Look, trading away Sauce Gardner and Quinnen Williams signaled a full-scale overhaul of the Jets' defense, and after those moves, the defense was 31st in efficiency per play on defense. They generated pressure on just 30% of dropbacks, and they're the only team in NFL history, the only one in NFL history, that's a long time, to not finish with an interception. They've got a lot of draft capital. Do they know what to do with it? Big question mark. Fair to question and be concerned about that. But addressing those defensive shortcomings is going to be a central focus this offseason. Defensive tackle, linebacker, corner. But on offense, quarterback, receiver, lots of needs. Let's get after it on the Jets' needs. Let's just kind of go here. Quarterback. I mean, the Aaron Rodgers situation failed miserably. Bringing in Justin Fields didn't work. We got the number 2 pick in the draft. Can they get a franchise quarterback at that point? Do they like one of these guys? Can they bring in a veteran as a stopgap? A lot of questions at quarterback. Receiver. Garrett Wilson's a stud. No doubt about that. But they've got nothing else at the position. And the quarterbacks are not going to be able to do anything if they don't get someone opposite of Wilson. If he gets injured again, I mean, they're desolate at the position. They need 2 corners, no question. 2 new corners to join Brandon Stevens at the position. They just don't have enough there. They got a huge void at defensive tackle in the Quinnen Williams trade. Center. Josh Myers was the weak link of the offensive line. It would be ideal if they found a new partner at center for a new quarterback. Really important. Linebacker, I mentioned. Quincy Williams, one of the more significant free agents the Jets have. So he'll need to be re-signed or replaced. Safety. Andre Sisco and Tony Adams are set to hit the market. So a new safety is going to be needed next to Malachi Moore, one of the few good players that they do have. The Jets like Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis at running back. Will they go with that duo if Breece Hall leaves via free agency? I think that's something that they need to look hard at. John Simpson, a guard, is a dependent free agent. So the Jets will need a new guard if he departs. Edge rusher, depth. With Josh Allen and Drake May on the schedule twice per year, they've got to find some pass rushing depth. They just don't have enough there. So as you can tell, a lot of needs for the Jets. The issue has been just organizationally. They don't have a good structure. Ownership doesn't have a good feel for how to run a team. They've not had good decision makers in the personnel department. They've been weak there. They've had a lot of consultants and people in there, and got everybody that's trying to, quote unquote, rise there. And I just think it's a mess. And those decisions lead to some of the bad decisions that have brought about, hey, let's make this move. Maybe it can save our job. And it's not good for the overall future of the organization. Aaron Glenn almost got fired after 1 year. It was that bad. Well, when things are that bad, it's not all on the head coach. You can be assured of that. But he's set up to fail. And likely there are going to be more changes at the end of next year because I don't see them being appreciably better. But having a focus, having an idea of how they want to build a franchise is something that the Jets don't have a good view of. They think they do. They don't. They constantly change it. So having a good vision, I truly believe they need the right guy at the top, at least to kind of build a foundation of how they're going to do things and put people in place. And then I think you need to have some patience. But a lot of moves that are needed for this Jets team. A lot of needs, not a very good roster. You can get better quickly if you hit on them. Can they hit on them? That's a look at the New York Jets. A reminder, hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss the breakdown of any of our football content, including the breakdowns of each and every NFL team needs heading into this free agency and draft period. Appreciate you joining us. We'll talk to you again next time, everybody.